Benvenuto all'ascolto di The Audio Journey, la newsletter dedicata all'industria del digital audio. Io sono Davide Panza, founder e CMO di MDE Audio Strategy, e in questo episodio sono con Ron Jaworsky. Ron è il fondatore e CEO di Trinity Audio, la piattaforma unificata che consente ai proprietari di contenuti, siano essi editori ma anche istituzioni o aziende, di evolversi strategicamente per offrire esperienze audio ai loro utenti. Alcuni dei principali clienti editoriali di Trinity sono Lenovo, il Miami Herald o Newsweek. Ron è un veterano della tecnologia pubblicitaria con una profonda conoscenza del panorama degli editori e dei brand. Prima di fondare Trinity Audio ha cofondato Team Media, società che è stata successivamente venduta per $13 milioni. Hi Ron, thanks for being my guest today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, Ron, let's start our conversation, our chat with a general overview of the worldwide AI audio market, okay? We know that it's growing pretty much everywhere, thanks to the introduction of solutions and platforms that are bringing new opportunities to brands and publishers. Could you give some data, some insight, just to have a better understanding of what is available, what is happening today in the AI audio space?
The first thing I want to say is that definitely now is the best time to be in both in audio and AI. Business are booming, and I believe that innovation comes in both genres and in both industries altogether. Audio is becoming more and more the relevant form of consuming content to be updated. It's accessible, it's more efficient. We see it with the rise of podcasts, we saw it with smart speakers, and of course AI makes it even easier to generate audio and have it distribute anywhere across the globe. And I think that in the coming years what we'll see is more and more tools that create the full experience, that include the creation of the content, the turning it from textual content to audio, adding a music or a sound layer to it, then distributing it to the relevant people. And I would say even more layer of personalization, meaning that if I like to read about US politics, and you are also like the US politics, we won't get the same US politics podcast from the same AI engine that will generate the podcast for us.
Well, it looks like a bright future with a lot of things that we are waiting. So exciting, huh? From what I know, Trinity's best market is the publisher one, and it seems reasonable looking at the number of pages that are published from them every day. So the possibility to listen instead of reading is a great option given to the users. Here in Italy, we also see that several publishers are adopting solutions like the Trinity one. Someone is using third-party tools like yours, others develop proprietary solutions. Do you think that they are driven by the opportunity to have different editorial proposal or to have a new audio advertising solution? So they're looking at the money. Of course, you can answer both, but what's your sincere opinion about this?
So I think it's a great question, and I think that your diagnosis is right. Definitely publication is the most relevant partners, clients, go-to industry when we are talking about generate audio, especially when you're talking about AI audio, due to the fact that they have most of the eyeballs, they generate fresh content constantly. For us in Trinity Audio, after talking with hundreds and thousands of publications, we can say that there are definitely four main reasons that publication are moving to AI audio. The first one, which is the obvious one, of course, is accessibility. When we are talking about accessibility, we're not talking only about blind or visually impaired people. We also talk about people that can be dyslexic, people that have lack, I would say, of reading skill capabilities. And of course, the ease of use. I'm driving, I'm jogging, I'm cooking. I want to listen to something that I can read. My eyes are busy right now. So that's one aspect. The second thing, of course, is also revenue. Audio can offer advertising opportunities for publication, whether with audio ads or with other display units or any type of advertising unit that can be combined within an audio player. And not only that, the population that is using those type of tools are usually heavy users. the readership of the publication, which tend to be a more lucrative part of the population that advertiser would like to take their attention and provide relevant messaging to them. The third one is the subscription economy. Audio can definitely help publication in increase or create a subscriber base. And again, it corresponds with what I just said about the fact that at the end of the day, the user that tend to use audio AI solution is usually, again, the heavy user, what we call the brand lovers, the one that visit more this specific publication and engage with it more often. And the last thing is the increase of readership engagement. The fact that I have another derivative of my content, my textual content in an audio form, gives me the option to easily engage with my readership. And by the way, it can be on the website itself, or I can export my content to Spotify and have some of my content available on an audio platform. So my readership will have an easy way to engage with my content, not necessarily only on my website, but also on other location.
A lot of pros.
Yes, this is what we're trying to do here.
Yes, one pros for the publisher and the sales house, of course, they're looking to the money flow. So what do you think of the money flow that could arrive from the AI audio solution? What do the audio advertising investor think of the solution?
So first of all, this year, 2023, we suppose the digital audio advertising budget should surpass the $10 billion, which is the largest growing segment in the digital advertising. That's the first thing. Just as a comparison, 3 years ago, it was almost half with 5.5 billion. Okay, so it's growing rapidly, and it's quite a significant thing for advertising. Meaning that first of all, advertisers are looking more and more into audio, especially online audio. And there are many reasons for that. There is, of course, the move from offline to online, which is similar, like budgets are moving from TV and so on to online video, like YouTube is another channel. The same is going on in audio. Again, it's important to mention, we are not talking only about podcasts. Of course, we are talking about online radio station. We are talking about a music streamer. Another thing is that advertisers are constantly repeating the fact that the ROI for audio advertising is amazing, and for the time being, it's better than display and video. I think that one of the main reasons for that is that clients, users, end users that are listening to the ad are much more tolerant to audio advertising for now versus video and display. There is no audio ad blindness like we have with display ads over the website. Now, if I go a little bit further and into our line of business, which is audio AI, we do see a growing demand for our solution, or I would say to advertise on top of our solution. And there are several reasons to that. One of them is the fact that the transparency is better. The way we work is similar to the way advertisers get their data from display ads, video ads, and so on. We provide the same data, which is definitely beneficial for them. That's one thing. It's not only that, as they are exploring the podcast landscape, and the transparency over there is not 100% clear, as same as video and display. It's easier for them to enjoy the benefits of audio on the one hand, like we provide them, and on the other hand, of course, have the transparency that they used to have on display and video. And just as in comparison, if we can think about radio advertising, where the data that is available is not even close to that. I think that as we see more and more influencers, content creators are moving to a video AI created content, we are also seeing the amount of audio AI content that is being generated, again, by content creators, influencers, and so on, is super lucrative and super interesting for advertisers. So I think both in the digital audio space and more than that, in our space, where it's audio AI, the future look promising.
Let's go back to the tech solution, okay? I see that both Google and Microsoft are now adopting audio AI solution within their browser with a good user experience. So if the browser gives the opportunity to listen instead of reading, the user could listen potentially to every web pages, not only the publisher one. This will also potentially bring the user to a sort of a habit, because they will find the possibility to listen quite everywhere. So if I surf on the publisher website, I might find two listening tools, the browser one and the publisher one. Why should I click on the player of the publisher, for example, your player, instead of the Google and the Microsoft one that I use for other website?
Okay, I would say that there are two parts to answer that question. So the first one is, why is it better? It's better due to the fact that our solution is embedded on the publisher page, and therefore the scraping of the article data itself, the textual content of the article itself, is much more accurate than extension of a browser or something like that. So you will definitely get a more accurate reflection of the actual text in an audio form using the way we are embedded on a publisher page versus an extension, whether it's Google or Microsoft or whatever. The second thing is, while on the browser level, the personalization would probably be something that is relevant for the user as he browses across the web, on our end, the personalization for the user is also associated to the publication itself. And I think that creates a better connection between not only the user and the content, but between the user, the content, and the publication. So I would say that those are the main thing on the technical side. I would say that that's on one hand. On top of that, I think that the experience in general that users are looking to use, they're looking to have tools that are being delivered to them in I would say the easiest way. And I think that opening a specific extension on the browser or clicking on a few clicks to get the audio going versus the option to just, I'm here, I'm browsing within the page, now I see it, and now I see the player in front of me, click play and listen and continue my experience. It's an easier user experience, so I think it's more comfortable, and not necessarily because the voice is better or something like that. I think it's easier for a user. We see the player, press play and continue from there. So that I would say are the benefits and the advantage that we have on such giants.
Our last question is regarding the future, what we have ahead. What do you see in your radar in terms of technical developments, new features, new application, new communication tools, linked to the use of AI audio?
We actually released a month ago a cool solution where it's in beta mode, but we actually identify leading articles within a specific publication, summarize them, create a playlist, and then create a daily flash briefing that is being refreshed on an hourly basis. So if a publication has many stories that he publishes on a daily basis, it will be refreshed many times. So in that manner, we're actually creating, so to speak, an AI radio station. Now, on another project that we are actually working on, we have a large automotive company, I can't say the name right now, that is actually creating an AI podcast on our platform. So I think basically a simple way to take a textual content creator and with a click of a button creating him a radio AI station that is being updated all the time with fresh content, that's definitely a major revolution. And I would say that another thing that is super important, all of that audio content is being controlled with a voice interface. So I'm only talking to my phone and I get all the things that I need, and I don't even need to touch the screen. So I think taking all of that together, I think that's a major revolution in the way we are consume our content. I think the future is promising. I think that we will have an easy way to consume content and interact with content.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to test this summarization of the article, and you know that I will be your first user, so I want to see that in taking place and see how it works. It looks like a very good tool, sir.
Yeah, that's the feedback for now on is amazing.
Great. Ron, thank you so much for joining us in the audio journey.
Thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure, and I love to talk about audio. I love to talk about AI, and I enjoy talking to you every day.
Questo episodio di The Audio Journey finisce qui. Molto interessante questo confronto con Ron, che vive in prima persona ogni giorno ormai da tempo gli sviluppi dell'audio intelligence. In MDE siamo molto contenti di essere i partner esclusivi di Trinity Audio per l'Italia e di portare agli editori i loro tool di lettura e di sviluppare soluzioni di audio intelligence proprietarie per il marketing, soprattutto ai brand. Se sei interessato a saperne di più su queste innovative tipologie di strumenti, contattaci via email. Io ti invito ad ascoltare ogni giovedì il nostro podcast, che a parte le interviste come questa ovviamente, è letto appunto con la soluzione di Trinity di audio intelligence. Ciao e alla prossima!